Hello everyone, welcome to Davi-tech-media, the media that shares news, trending videos, political news, gospel music as well as entertainment. I'm your host and producer, Luchimbi David. I'm here to update you with news, trending videos, political news, gospel music as well as entertainment. Join me. If you are joining me for the first time, click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced and posted by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you.
Insinuating that I can go back to PF the way GBM has gone is an insult to me. I am not like these politicians. I am not like these politicians. I would refer to myself as being mad, lunatic, if I went to join Edgar Lungu's government. I have said, and I want to say it again, even today, if Lungu called me, come and be vice president, I'll tell him, no, thank you. I can never, ever go and work under President Edgar Lungu. So to go back to PF, I can never. And I'm using the word never, N-E-V-E-R.
And you came under fire when you were information minister, when you made similar remarks against the people of a southern province. I was one of the reporters, the first reporters whom you traveled with to Monze. There was a meeting at Chief Monze's palace where you publicly apologized for those remarks. We keep hearing such statements coming up every day from people in authority. What do you make of such statements?
Very unfortunate. You see, two wrongs do not make a right. If Kambwili made a mistake and he apologized for it, I don't think it is right that 4 years on the line, Mwila can continue preaching similar sentiments that did not go well with the people of Zambia. And I can only say those sentiments are very unfortunate. You see, if we are going to run our country on the basis of where you come from, I can rest assure you that this country will be divided more than it is divided now. I come from the Bemba clan, and you know that the entire Luapula, Northern, and Muchinga was just one province called Northern Province, and is popularly known as, the Bemba land. Now, if I go to this area and say you should vote for me because I come from here, and all of you must vote for me the way the people of Southern Province vote, or to say you heard what Mr. Mwila said, that the people of Eastern Province must vote for Lupia Banda. The danger is that we are going to end up electing wrong people in office, not based on their experience, not based on their performance, but based on their tribe. I think it would be very wrong for the people of Eastern Province to vote on the basis of tribe, when surely we all know that President Lungu is a failure. President Lungu has messed up this country. President Lungu has diminished the democratic space that we had in this country. President Lungu is supporting corruption. President Lungu has no political will to fight corruption. Corruption today has become the order of the day under his administration. And surely the effects of his behavior or his style of leadership affects everybody, including those in Eastern Province. Therefore, it would be wrong to say that the people of Eastern Province must vote the PF and President Edgar Lungu because he comes from there. Hunger does not know political party. Hunger does not know color, greed, or tribe. Everybody is affected. Today, the bag of meal is 110, 120. Even in Eastern Province, that is the same price. So we should vote leaders based on their ability to deliver, not that they come from there. So, likewise, Mwila must apologize. If he's, you know, a leader worth his salt. It's even unfortunate that he said in that clip that whether the media quotes me or not, I don't mind. That shows how bad a leader he is. That shows how arrogant PF leaders have become. That shows how power can go to your head and think that you're above the law.
Yeah, you also apologized at the time you came out of office. Probably he's also waiting to come out of the office of authority. Probably that's when you'd apologize.
No. Saying I apologize when I came out of office is an understatement. I apologize at an appropriate time, not when I came out of
probably he's also
office.
waiting for an appropriate time to do that.
No. A precedence has been set that when you become tribal, the best you can do is to apologize. And I think my brother would do well to apologize and not be arrogant.
I don't know, and I don't know whether you're the best person to answer this or not. If that statement was made by somebody from Southern Province, this country could have been on fire right now, running commentaries every day about the Tonga people, how tribal they are. Why is it so easy for other people to demean those from the southern region, as opposed to others when they issue similar sentiments?
No, you are also becoming tribal.
I'm not trying to be tribal.
No, excuse me.
I've heard this thing. I've heard this thing.
Excuse me, Mwila has gone under fire, like anybody would be. So let's not single out one region and say if it was the people of Southern Province, more especially coming from a moderator like you, that shouldn't be the case.
Because no, I'm asking this because why I'm asking this question. You remember when Daniel Munkombwe made a passing statement, and I was there, by the way. It's time for this one now also to lead. It was every day they were running commentaries condemning him, but we do not hear that Mr. Mwila was the one who's making such. Of course, I maybe seem to like also instigating.
The difference is, my young brother, Mwila is under fire, but the only problem is
from who?
How many? I mean, if you go on social media, they are condemning him all over. The only difference when it is said by somebody in the opposition, by somebody in government, they'll black, they'll black it out, because the major source of information in Zambia today is NBC and its radio stations. And when Daniel Munkombwe, the late Daniel Munkombwe, said that it was all over on Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio 3, but because it is Mwila, they will not take it on Radio 1, they will not take it on Radio 2, they will not take it on Times of Zambia, they will not take it on Daily Mail. You probably will carry it as movie TV. How many people watch movie TV? So that's the difference. But to say that, no, if it is a southerner, I think we shouldn't go that route, because then we are not fighting the vice fairly.
Let's end on this, because we've got two main things to talk about. Let's come down to the issues pertaining to the NDC. Wrangles are not finishing.
NDC has got no wrangles. I tend to disagree with people that think we have. NDC has got one official who's truant, who thinks he owns the party. The party is owned by members. When you register a party, my younger brother, you don't register it for yourself. It is registered for and on behalf of the members that are going to come. Therefore, if one stands up and says, I am the one, that's the wrong person. And those are not wrangles. It is a question of somebody who is in discipline. But I don't want to go into details over that matter, because as you are aware, the matter is in court. And we expect the ruling by tomorrow. The courts will decide whether indeed that gentleman holds the power that he thinks he holds. But I think NDC is intact. You can see I've come here with the Honorable Member of Parliament.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Msenge is saying. You're masquerading as a leader of that political
party. I
party.
will not waste time to argue with a person like Mwenyamsenge, because I may...
For the sake of the public,
I
because
will,
the public may start assume that what he's saying is
I will not waste time to discuss Mwenyamsenge.
So you are correct.
If you ask Mwenyamsenge today to call a district meeting in Kitu, go and see if there will be anybody there. Ask Mwenyamsenge to call a district meeting anywhere in Zambia, if there will even be one person attending. And let me call a similar meeting, and you see the clouds. So that shows you that I'm not in his political level. So I would not waste my time to discuss him.
So you are rightly chosen as president of the NDC?
Exactly, according to our statute.
What does it say? According
to our statute, that the interim committee shall be appointed among the first, the management committee. So I was appointed. I was actually invited by the NDC Central Committee to be the party president. And the quorum was formed. I am the legitimate president. Come rain, come sunshine.
All right.
Unless the courts rules otherwise. But I don't think courts can overrule a straightforward thing. So I don't want to bring the issue of Mwenyamsenge here. Mwenyamsenge has got no following in NDC.
We've heard in some circles within your party, others are saying, accusing Mr. Mwenyamsenge of being used by the Patriotic Fund. I don't want to say a named political party. I'll be very open here. That he's being used. You've also made similar sentiments.
You see...
Now, again, if he's being used, we've heard how you've complained. Others have also complained that the courts have become compromised. You claim, or you think this is a straightforward matter, supposing the courts decided otherwise.
I don't want to lower the integrity of our courts. I will not lower the integrity of the courts and join those people that are saying the courts have been compromised. I have no evidence whatsoever to adduce that courts have been compromised. In my view, the courts are working within the provisions of the law.
Indeed.
Coming to the idea of saying Mwenyamsenge is used by the PF, each kwanka, where I come from, each kwanka wachimuna kumampalanya. Uenda na ngoshe ne kumubeya eumubeya. Have you ever seen Chishimba Kambwili on ZNBC? Have you ever seen Chishimba Kambwili in the Daily Nation in the positive? Have you ever seen Chishimba Kambwili appear in the Daily Mail? Have you ever seen Chishimba Kambwili appear in the Times of Zambia? Why should it be that Mr. Mwenyamsenge must appear on these platforms? In my language they say, ushikumukote afuile. Elwe chimbwi chanye mfwi wakatila ichimbwi echidilo mkote. Some of these things you don't need to be a scientist to know that this is what is happening. It's a question of putting one and one together, and you find the answer.
Yeah, I just
when I give statements at the court, every time your reporter is there, you report it on your TV. ZNBC reporters are always there when I give a statement. Daily Mail reporters are always there. They will never say anything or write anything about what I say. But when Mwenyamsenge speaks, it's headline on ZNBC. That tells you what is going on.
You know, it's exciting. We are living in a country where today you would speak like that about ZNBC, you'd speak like that about these other public media. But again, we see a situation, for instance, I'll give an example. The former vice president of UPND, Mr. Geoffrey Walemwamba, I'm not bringing him into the discussion. You may throw one or two issues. If you so wish, you can just remain quiet. Equally labeled, like let's take for instance the Daily Nation. He called it a toilet paper. I'm free to say that because I cover him extensively. He called it a toilet paper. It's a rubbish. He's making headlines every day today. But that's the same newspaper he ridiculed every day. That's the same newspaper he said, I gave them money, the cars they are using now, it came from me. They're insulting me today. But so similarly, we don't know how things may turn again for you. You may find that you're on the other side again and you'll still be needing all the same media.
I think insinuating that I can go back to PF the way GBM has gone is an insult to me. For me, I am very principled. I am not like these politicians. I am not like these politicians.
Are you aware your brother?
I am not. Let me stress the point.
But are you aware the way you are confidently putting that is exactly the way your brother was putting it? He said to Kawolalo to within less than a week.
My younger brother, I would refer to myself as being mad, lunatic, if I went to join Edgar Lungu's government. I have said, and I want to say it again, even today, if Lungu called me, come and be vice president, I would tell him, no, thank you. Unless Lungu resigns, unless the thieves in PF are arrested, unless the corruption is wiped out completely, and leave the PF that we started. Under the circumstances, I can never, ever go and work under President Edgar Lungu. Because for me, President Edgar Lungu is not fit to be president of this country. And you will never be fit to be president of this country. So to go back to PF, I can never. And I'm using the word never. N-E-V-E-R, underline, never. So my brother, there will be no return. What is happening today is tantamount to killing the people of Zambia, young man. They go and arrest people for evading tax. I have got papers in front of me. One minister in President Edgar Lungu's government goes to Mansa to buy a house for 250,000 kwacha. It takes 250 kwacha cash to pay for this house. When the banking regulation states that if you are making any payment above 25,000, by the way, to write a check now is only 25,000. Anything above 25,000, you have to do a bank transfer. All right? Now, a minister knows that these are the regulations. It takes cash of 250,000 to go and pay for the house. And it tells the one selling the house, on the contract of sale, you write 180,000 so that I don't pay a lot of tax. A minister evading tax. A minister evading tax. These issues have been brought before the president, and the president is quiet. A minister gets a commission and is built 49 houses. These details are with the president. He doesn't do nothing. A minister gets commission from the fire tenders. He still remains minister. Surely, Nanguli Shilu. A president winga mkubomba pwandoyo. Nishule ipa ya bantu ba Mzambi.
Who's this who got commission from the fire tenders?
I'm not mentioning names here. All along I've just said ministers.
But,
the people of Zambia know who got a commission from the fire tenders.
May I tell you, among the three ministers you've mentioned here, you've not mentioned any that you've tried to bring into context. Number one, I've covered you saying it's Stephen Kampyongo, when he was local government minister, who benefited from the fire tenders. You've said that. You said that Chilufya, Chitalu Chilufya is too corrupt. You referred how he has amassed wealth in everywhere. You've also talked about Chitotela, how many houses he's bought, how many you went to visit some of his houses in which area is this. You've mentioned all those people.
Young man,
I don't think the Zambian people already know the people.
Young man, my statement today, I don't want to be personal. I want to give an example of how the president, because the issue here is working under President Edgar Lungu. The issue here is for me not to work under Lungu, who I believe has failed to run the country by allowing corruption in his government. So the bottom line here is not to talk about these ministers and mention their names. I'm giving examples of how President Edgar Lungu has failed to run this country. And I don't want to go personal by mentioning their names. But still, in English we say, the guilty are afraid. And in English they say, akanwa kamilandu kala ibala. I'll give you an example. When I appeared on Prime TV last time, I just said there's a permanent secretary who I knew very well, was running a lodge and was going 10 months without paying his employees. And he went and bought a farm at about $2 million cash. One of the permanent secretaries called me, insulting me, wrote a message, and I just told him, so it is you. Me, I was just speaking. So these people know themselves, and the president know them.
Probably the details you gave.
So it is a waste of time.
Probably the details you gave, one would still think.
That's what I'm saying.
For instance, if you say one who benefited from the minister who benefited from the fire tenders, we all know that when the fire tenders were being procured.
Those are your words for today, not my words.
They are not my words, but of course we'll know who was
Those are your words today, are not my words. The bottom line is that there is too much corruption under President Edgar Lungu, and that is the more reason why I cannot go back to PF. Look, you go and do all these acts of corruption. The FIC tells us 6.1 billion suspected to have been stolen through illicit deals, plus for last year, for the other year, 2017, 4 point something. That gives you 10 billion. 10 billion simply tells you the entire Eurobond that we borrowed has been stolen. And then I'll say, I'm going back to work under this administration. God in heaven, the God that we fear, did me a favor by going into President Edgar Lungu to ask him to fire me. I am so grateful to President Edgar Lungu for having fired me, because I could have been looked at like one of them.
But it sounds like he's regretting having fired you.
It's up to him. I cannot put words in his mouth. It's up to him if he has regretted. But for me, I rejoice that I am not part of this thieving government.
Thank you so very much for watching this video, and to Davi-tech-media. Remember, Davi-tech-media is the media that shares news, trending videos, political news, gospel music, as well as entertainment. If you are joining me for the first time, please don't forget to click that subscription button and that notification bell to be the very first person to be notified that Davi-tech-media has posted and produced a video. Thank you. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.